Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices as Elliott wave and trading levels, and starting with the SP 500 here on the daily chart. We have two counts, as you know, and one of them is this particular count where we have wave 3 here, an A wave here, an A and a B and a C wave here for wave B. And then from the 2800, and we'll talk about this a little bit in here again in detail with the intraday, but in the bigger picture here, looking for 5 waves down for wave 4 here. The other count that we have is more bullish, and it's a bit more in line with the NASDAQ, and different, same but different, but bullish. So in this case here, we're looking at wave 3 here, and an A and a B and a C and a D and an E wave here for wave 4. And then we're looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here. And then we need to also look at this as wave 1 and 2 here rather than wave 2 here and wave 3 here, because this would still be too short for a wave 3. So in this instance here, we're looking at this as wave 2 here, then 1 and 2. And in this case here, we're looking at it 3, 4 and 5 here to make wave 1 and back for wave 2, probably on the trend line there roughly, and then moving up for wave 3 of wave 3, so to speak. So that would leave us with from wave 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave 3, and wave 4 and then wave 5. So the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level. Yeah, and this is quite a significant top in other terms as well. So within this little area through here, I'll just go into the 2-hour chart. So we've been counting this to the upside here, and I've got a little bit of a dilemma about this here, and we'll look at that on the 1-hour chart. But in this case here, just so it's clear, we've got wave 1 and 2, and then 5 waves up here for 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave, the fourth wave, and then 5 waves up here for wave 3, and ABC here for wave 4, pulling back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, or 38.2% retracement level, which it has, and then moving higher through here. So looking for 5 waves up into wave 1, and then folding over into an ABC. So we can look at this in more detail. On the 1-hour chart that we've been working with last time we spoke as well, is I just want to go over this a little bit. We had this as we had this from wave 2 here. We had this as 1 and 2 here, and then we've had this as green wave 3, green wave 4, and green wave 5 here. But I was never really sort of happy with this in here, and I had been mentioning it, that I wasn't comfortable with it, and that we'd need to maybe look at this as wave 1 here and wave 2 here, wave 3 for this one, and wave 4 for here, and then this would bring wave 4 over here, and this wave 5 over here, and wave 3 here, and making this an A and a B and a C wave here. Now I can't confirm that until we take out this B wave top here, but it is sitting quite nicely as a 5-wave structure for wave A, which we noted. So we knew that after wave B we'll get another 5 waves here. But yeah, so it still could be a top in here. So what I want to talk about is a little bit of strategy from here. So on the I might just go to the tick chart if that's okay. I'll just capture this little area through here. So let me just get this into perspective here. So considering a top here, and don't forget we can also consider copy this and put this over here, and also consider this one here as wave 3 here as well. We just need to be a little bit open-minded here and flexible. So the move down here we noted as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and went over that, and then this one here confused because I knew it'd come back for the correction here, but it really looked like an impulse wave here, but then it just faded down into a nice impulse wave down through here. So this market here, I can't draw on this side of the price on the tick chart, so I could look at this here as an A and a B and then a C wave up here, and the C wave would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So we could get one more little move up here and then failed. So I'll just borrow these here. This is 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5 here. So it's possible to get one more little push here above the wave 3 here and then fail from there and come down, okay? But if it moves, especially on the cash, more so on the cash market, but if this market moves up and moves through this line here, the top of this wave B here, then we're in a bullish market for that at that point, okay? So then we'd need to look at this as a 5-wave sequence to the upside and will bring us up here. So if that is going to be the case, then we need to look at this as an A wave here, B wave here, and C wave here for wave 4. Otherwise, we can look at this as wave 2 here, down for wave 1, back for wave 2, and then down for wave 1 here, and then back for wave 2 sitting on here and then moving down. So if the strategy would be that if the 2772 becomes the retested resistance, then you need to be on the short side from here. I mean, straight away, because we're above this particular number here, then we need to be on the long side of this particular number. And certainly if this gets support here, so you can imagine this will also move up in here and struggle with these highs here and then fold back in here as a correction. So you're not going to miss anything if you wait either. Yeah. So the other way for this too, of course, is that in terms of the bullish move to the upside, would be looking at this is wave 1 here, wave 2 in here, and then this would actually be the blue wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here for the third wave coming up in here, and then the fourth wave over here. Oops, sorry, fourth wave here, and then we'll make that the fifth wave here and move that to the upside here for this wave 5 here, and then the correction starting. So that's about the best I can do in looking at both the bearish count and the bullish count, and then working into the intraday here. So any short trades would be below here, and otherwise you can pretty much, this looks like it's corrective here, so basically any move just above here, you can go long on this, but you'll need to keep the stop under the 72 area here, and the target would be the 28 at that point there. The NASDAQ, as you know, is more of a bullish count here, but kind of the same in a way as well. So in this case, we're looking at wave 3 here, and A, B, C, D, and E for wave 4, and then we're counting 5 waves up here for wave 1 here, pretty much like the European markets, really. And then wave 2 coming back here, and then wave 3 and 4 and 5. So normally wave 3 hits on the level, so trading level 8 here, major level. So yeah, let's just investigate this here a little bit further. So let's go into the 4-hour chart. I think, yeah, that would do the trick. So I'll just borrow this over here. So it's kind of bullish. It's kind of the same as the S&P, but it's just counted differently. That's all, but bullish. So from wave 4 here, we've got wave 1 and 2, which is clear. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is clear. ABC, which is clear. And then we're looking for this move to the upside here. So in this move to the upside here, we've got wave 1 and 2, and then we've got 5 waves in here for wave 3, or back for wave 4, and then up for wave 5 here. So once again here too, is that we can have a top in here, or we've got one more little top to go over in here for all of this to play out in here. So I'll just save that because I've just sharpened it up roughly anyway, and we'll just go into the, I don't know if the 2-hour chart's going to do any good. No, not onto that one. So 1-hour chart. So once again, a little bit more detail. So from this wave 4 down here, wave E or 4, the triangle 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then moving in here as 1 and 2, all the way up for 3 and 4 here, and then we've been counting this up here. So the same sort of thing goes here as well, except in this case here. So we can have a top in play here, okay, but I don't think so. And I'll have a look at the tick chart in a moment, but because the tick chart counts this as an ABC correction coming down through here. So it's likely that this wave 4 is here, this wave 5 is over here, this one's here, this one's here, this one, wave 3 is here, and we've got an ABC in through here, and this becomes wave 4 here. So I'll just save that. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just so remember, I'll put wave 4 here and wave 5 here. We basically need strategy in here as well. So I'll just go straight to the tick chart here. So in the tick chart here, this is the top here, okay? So we've got, what I can count here is 5 waves down here, so I call that either wave 1 or wave A and wave B. But then see, I've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So I've got from wave B to wave C here, I've got 5 waves. So that's why I really need to call that wave 4 there. As such, I could call it a larger wave A here as well. The thing here, this counts up as corrective 2. In terms of an A wave, a B wave, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So that can certainly be a top there as well, as an A and a B and a C wave here. But I can't really confirm that until we take this high out or this low out here. So this would be the safe bet on the short side here, but if the 72.50 became the retested resistance, you could also short that as well. Any move higher from this particular structure here, any move above here, would also signal a long trade to the upside here as well. So any move above that would be on the card for a long trade there. So yeah, we just have to see how we go. So I mean, if this is bullish here, then we need to look at this as being wave 1 here, wave 2 here, and then building up from that point. So yeah, I don't know, but what I do know is that if that number there becomes the resistance, then you need to be on the short side, and if this top goes out, then you need to be on the long side for that point. And if you're trading up, well, then the target would be 7,300. It may go a little bit above that too, because we've got group 1 here. Group 1 acts as a bit of a filter in slowing a market down, like a filter resistance. So 20 and 30 here. And we know that if 30 becomes the support, then we can look up to the 50 here. But normally the first high above the level will meet this resistance in here and then fold down from that point. So let's see how we go. So as it stands at the moment, this move down here is corrective. So that means we should make a new high above here. So in that regard, then moving into group 2 here, which will be 65 in here, 72 and 80. You can also use these to add on as well. So if 65 becomes a nice tested support, even though it hasn't taken the top out there, you could say, I'll just talk in contracts of 1. You can get 1 contract here, and then get another contract when it's sitting on support here, and then get another contract sitting on support at 80 here, and then look to take a bit of profit at the 90 and the rest at the 300 here. Yes, it can move higher, but this will give it a hard time here. And sometimes I just don't think it's worth drawing your focus and your attention and taking up that much energy for, you know, another 10 points or so. So trading to the numbers is a logical step, and it's over time. It's the right thing to do as well. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.